Hello everybody and welcome to another round of the new Super Mario Bros. 80% tournament this summer. I'm Doom and I'm here joined by FRX.
Hello everyone.
And today we've got an interesting matchup. We've got Yiply versus Helix. Yiply is in number 7. He has a time of 22:44 on the leaderboard, whereas Helix is in 13th. He has a time of 22:53. So it's not the biggest difference we've seen in this tournament by far. Actually, they're pretty close if you think about it. So
And also that's a match in the loser bracket. So there is a direct elimination for the loser of the match.
Yes, so yeah, this is the losers bracket. This is a double elimination tournament, and the winner of this will go on through to the next match, whereas the loser is eliminated permanently. Right now we can see both runners just practicing their runs there a bit. Yiply practicing 8-6 there. It's a pretty tough level, a lot of technical bits there. Whereas Helix is practicing 8 Bowser's Castle, another fairly technical level.
And Helix more focused on the final level, which is the longest of the run.
Yeah, and we've seen a lot of matches being decided by that level. If you die late into the level, you will lose a lot of time because the checkpoint is very close to the end. It looks like Yiply is perhaps ready to start. He's on the main menu screen there. Helix still doing a bit of practice. Something we can quickly talk about is the RNG manipulation. Both runners, before they've even started this game session they're in, they will have set up their RNG to do some really nifty things throughout the run. Do you want to maybe talk about some of those?
Yeah, I think it's interesting to talk about it.
Yes, so one of the most important bits that the RNG does is it pretty much guarantees that you get a blue shell in 1-2. And we need this blue shell to get through the secret exit in one tower, so we can go to World 5 quicker. But that shell isn't usually guaranteed, and with this RNG manipulation, we can guarantee it, well, pretty much always guarantee it. There's a few times where it may not happen by accident, and it mostly depends on how you play 1-1. This RNG manipulation is quite advanced. It makes it such that the RNG values get cycled, and what that allows us to do is we can manipulate this RNG to give us the cycles that we want, and one of the ways that we can manipulate the RNG is by doing double jumps. It increments the RNG value, and in 1-1, if you do the right number of double jumps, it will increment it enough for you to get the blue shell in 1-2.
And also the new RNG manip enables the runners to get it at every run, without quitting the game, because with the old RNG manip, you had to quit the game at each run in order to set up your DS in the settings, which was very long and very dull to execute.
Yeah, and now we can just continue playing, do a quick restart, start again. It's not too big of an issue. It's very nice. One of the other few things that we may see today is what we call the mini route. So there's using this pretty much the same RNG manip, you can make the game give you a mini mushroom in World 5, and I think we may see Yiply attempt that. I'm not sure about Helix.
Yeah, in 5.2, you can get a backup blue shell. And if the RNG manip is good, you can then get a mini mushroom in the 5 ghost house, which saves a lot of time in the elevator. Because you can jump thanks to the walls, and you can skip the elevator. And then with the backup shell, you can do the World 8 as usual.
Yeah, and we keep the blue shell for that long because there's 2 levels in World 8 that use it to abuse a glitch. In 8-2, we can basically perform a double jump, which is where when your Y velocity is 0 and you're morphed in the shell, and you unmorph and do another jump just at the right time. It's frame perfect, so it's very hard to do. You can do another jump midair, and it allows you to skip a section of a room, and that can save a fair bit of time. And then later on in 8.3, there's a water level, and we swim a lot faster in water, and it looks like both runners are ready to start here. They're both on the main menu.
Yeah. Okay, maybe they will have to sync the runs.
And they're off. So first here, we've got to wait for about 30 seconds for this cutscene to play. Looks like Yiply is playing with Luigi, and
Yeah.
Felix is playing with Mario. There's no
Opposition
difference in this
between-
game.
Yeah.
Yeah, in this game there's no difference between the characters, it's just purely aesthetic, but a lot of runners prefer Luigi, although lately we've been seeing a lot of Mario popping up, so it has been interesting to see who chooses what.
And it's a BO3 match.
Yes, it is best of 3 today, so if somebody loses this first match, then they've still got more chances to clutch it up.
And obviously, don't hesitate if you have any questions in the chat.
Yeah, we try to read it every now and then.
Whether it is concerning the tournament or the run itself, with different strats.
So it looks like both runners did a pretty clean 1-1 there. I didn't count the double jumps, but looks like
Yeah, might
they'll
be
probably
7.
get the blue shell. Here, let's see. Oh, no, Helix doesn't get it.
Okay, so you will have to get a blue shell in the Tot House, which is an optional level where you can get an item. But the issue is that you lose around 17 seconds in the best case, so it's a huge time loss. But we can see that Yiply is also losing time in 1-2.
Yeah, not the most optimal movement there, but he should still come out ahead, because Helix does need to go through the Toad House here now. There's a bit of a lineup you can do in the Toad House that will give you the blue shell every time. I like to just run forward and jump for the bottom right. And just like that, he has the blue shell, but it does waste a lot of time. As you can see, Yiply here is doing the Taz cycle skip now. In one tower. Nice stuff.
Yeah, doing some great job. Oh, and Helix got a blue shell in the red cube. So he now has 2 blue shells with 1 blue shell in inventory.
Yeah, it's nice to have a backup.
So yeah, having a backup is pretty good for a race. And also the fact of getting a blue shell at the very beginning of the level saves a few times, because it's faster than getting it at the middle of the level by picking the one in his inventory. So that's some great luck, but he's obviously still behind Yiply.
Yeah, Yiply now heading into World 5, whereas Helix is still yet to use the cannon. And there goes Yiply in 5-1. Now, this is where we'll see confirmation whether he's going for mini route, and it looks like he is doing that. QSG there, which we forgot to talk about earlier. It makes the level more consistent in terms of timing on the end, which is what you want for the mini route. And the trick he's just done is called QSG. So normally when you're running you have a certain speed, but when you morph into the shell you lose some of that speed. However, with this quick slide glitch where you run off a ledge and then just before you hit your full running speed you press down and backwards, you can somehow get your full running speed whilst you're in the shell. However, as we've just seen, Yiply didn't get a backup shell on this level, so that's the mini route over for him if he was going for it.
Yeah, he's now doing the usual routes with a ghost house with blue shell. And we saw that Helix got a third blue shell in the red cube of the 5-2. Obviously can't take it. And Yiply entering 5-3, where there are some strats. We'll see which one he is going to do, but probably hyper speed, which enables the runner to go. This is what he's doing by launching a green shell, and then by morphing in the blue shell, he can be as fast as the green shell launched, which is way faster than running or being in usual shell. And Helix just lost his first blue shell.
Yeah, so it looks like he missed his hyperspeed there. I didn't see exactly what happened.
Yeah, he got hit by I think it was the green Koopa.
Yep, he's struggling a little bit in Ghost House here, but not the end of the world.
Yeah. Helix can save like 5 or 6 seconds if he does a clean ghost house. He got stopped by the cube, but it's way better than Yiply, so he gonna save like 4 or 5 seconds, I think, on Yiply.
And this is the elevator we were talking about that you can skip with the mini mushroom. You do have to wait for it a bit here. It's not too bad, but we prefer the time save here.
And we can see that Helix and Yiply just before are scrolling the screen right. It's in order not to get a mob spawning on the platform, so we can directly run through the door.
But as we see now, Yiply heading into World 8, Helix not far behind now, saved a little bit of time. Now, the first level in World 8 is fairly simple once you practice it. I personally haven't practiced it enough for it to be that simple yet, but what you'll see happening here is a lot of jumps. And these jumps are going to be the exact same that they do every single time they do this level, and that makes it so that these crows will always swoop down the same height, because the height they swoop down at depends on your height. And just like that, Yiply is through. Helix seems to be doing fine as well.
And Yiply entering A2, where he can potentially dose the A2 glitch, which is a double chain jump, as told Tom Skull. So we'll see if Yiply does some attempts.
Usually you do 4 attempts before you give up, but let's see how many he does here. He gets it on the second
he
try.
gets it.
Very nice.
It saves a lot of time to get it in the 2 first attempts.
Helix
And
doesn't
Helix,
even go for it. He's just going to run across the level here.
yeah, he's playing a bit safer, but this means he will loses some time on Yiply, maybe like 8 seconds. So it's not a lot on for race, but this can be enough if both of the runners are not doing major mistakes. So very good clutch from Yiply in this level, and Helix playing very safe with the skitters.
Yiply is in 8 Tower 1 here. It's a very technical level, lots of movement to do here. It looks like he's doing it very cleanly so far. He's going to go for the cycle skip here as well.
Yeah, he gets
very
it,
narrow.
but maybe it was very close. Okay, he had to slow down a bit because he was a bit late on the cycle, but he got the cycle skip. And we talk about cycles because the platforms are moving at the same speed every time, so this creates cycles in the tour. So that's why we talked about cycles.
Yeah, and if you mess up your cycles, you might have to wait for a little while in some places.
And Helix going for the cool strat to kill Bowser Jr. with the blue shell, which was a bit different from Yiply.
And we can see the advantage of having a shell here. Well, maybe not, because we don't have a comparison against normal, but you can see the shell is moving fairly quickly through the water here. If you didn't have the shell, you'd be very slow, which is why you want to keep it this far into the run.
Yeah, it saves like 13 or 14 seconds, in addition to be safer and easier. So having a blue shell here is very, very important.
Now, as Yiply is approaching the end of the level here, we'll probably see him... Well, yeah, we will see him lose the shell. Now, I wonder where he will pick up his Fire Flower from, whether he'll do it in the next level, or if he's going to wait until 8-5. And the reason we lose shell here is because it's no longer useful to us. It's easier to just do everything with the flower. And it looks like he's going to get his flower a bit later. So on these platforms, you see him crouching as he jumps onto them. That is because if you don't, and you land on a platform that's moving up, you might get what's called a pixel stop. And that happens when you just suddenly lose all of your momentum and you just get stopped dead in your tracks. And that can lead to many deaths because it's unpredictable and it's just a pain. Now, another way to combat that is by throwing fires, which is what we might see Helix doing here, although it looks like he's been crouching instead. And the reason that works is because the animation to throw the fire overrides it. But in either case, Yiply is now in 8 castle here. It looks like he's going to go for that trick. Nice, he gets that trick. It's a 3-frame perfect trick. Allows you to skip that little section there. Very difficult, can easily die by just falling into lava there.
And the jump over Bowser is pretty easy.
Yeah, easy as
and you
boss
can
fight
see
of life.
Helix doing another strat to do the segments, which is a bit slower, but it's not significative.
And now Yiply is onto what we call the Gauntlet. And we call it the Gauntlet for a good reason, because these levels are by far the hardest in this run. Although 8-5 isn't that bad, which is this next level we're about to do, but after that it does get harder. We've seen a lot of things happen in races here throughout these next few levels, so let's keep a close eye on what these runners do. So as you can see, Yiply gets his fire flower there. And there's no checkpoint in this level, so if he dies, that will give the lead to Helix.
Yeah, there is around 27 seconds between the two winners. So if Helix wants to win the race, he needs Yiply to do a major mistake, so it does not totally depend on him, so it's pretty hard now.
It looks like both runners are pretty clean through this level though, as Yiply is now onto 8-6.
The race is pretty clean, except the fact of not getting a blue shell. There is no major mistake, so pretty clean race for the time being. Oh, and Yiply going for the triple. Oh, he failed, and that's catastrophic because he loses all the power-ups. He's in Little Mario without any other power-up, so he's gonna lose a lot of time. And we can see that Helix is almost at the same point that Yiply, but he's also losing a bit of time. Oh, he's playing safe. I was talking about major mistake, and that's happened. Pretty sad for Yiply, but it's not finished. He's still ahead for some seconds.
Yeah, he does need to get a power up soon though. He'll need it in this next tower. I didn't see he has a backup one yet, but he's gonna go for the fire flower there. Over here, he's going to do fire hops, using the same reason that fire overrides animations. We can override the animation to grab the ledge there. Oh, and he's going for the new trick there as well. Nice.
Yeah, we can see the comparison between the old and the new strats. And Yiply is like 1 second faster on the level. Now the race is very tight. Each second is very important. So that's why I'm underlining this second. And now 8-8, which is pretty RNG level, because there are different patterns for the meteorites. But once you got the star, which is the case for the Turiners, it's most of the time pretty free, basically. So okay, all happened well for the Turiners.
And earlier during practice, we saw Yiply practicing. We're about to see, hopefully, which is the PBW skip, or the Skippy Warp, as we call it also. So he's going to go for this jump here. He's going to get the triple jump. He's going to get the power up, and he's gonna get it.
And
Oh,
Helix
Helix
missing
misses
it. Let's see if
power
he
up too early.
can back up, maybe. Okay, at least it does not die, but he lost all the advantage he had. And Yiply was very close, and now he'll be like 15 or 16 seconds behind, I think.
Yeah.
So once again, he needs Yiply to do a major mistake if he wants to win this race.
The rest of this level is more or less an auto-scroller, so nothing particularly interesting is going to happen. It's quite difficult to die, but we could still see an accident or something.
Yes, especially in the very last jump before the boss room. Also, we'll see if Yiply is doing triple jump storage, because when you crouch just before doing a triple jump, you can store the momentum of the triple jump, so you can jump higher. Okay, it does not go for it. You can jump higher without running.
Like
Helix going for it. Yeah. So without turning, he can jump way higher. So it saves like I don't know exactly how it saves. It's not a lot, but it's still optimization.
Saves a few frames. But now we're going into Bowser's Castle, the last level in the run. And we have seen everything decided by this one level, so can the runners do it cleanly? Can Yiply keep the lead?
Yeah, there is only 15 seconds between the two runners, so Yiply has a very comfortable advantage, but he can play safe, but he just has to not die. That's his job. But if he's on the stream, he knows that he has some advantage now, so no need to take all the risks. He's still going for the fastest strat in this room.
If he can get through this room cleanly, then he pretty much guarantees the win.
And Helix lost some seconds in the previous room. But doesn't it change the situation?
So Yiply now gets a checkpoint. He just needs to get through this room. This is fairly easy. You just need to pick the right place to go, like in Super Mario Bros. 1. And it's as simple as that. He's onto the boss fight now. And it's not even that hard of a boss fight. I'd say this is significantly easier than most other games. Because what we're about to see is him jumping onto Bowser Jr. and jumping over Bowser. But let's see if he can get it. We've seen some deaths on this before. Oh my god! And he actually does die!
Okay. He actually dies. So this means that Helix can win the race if he gets the final jump. Oh, he gets it.
And he does! Helix
20,
with a clutch!
23:37. He split a bit late. And Yiply must be mad because he was very close.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate to see. It was going so well for him.
Yeah, Yiply getting 24-10 with 2 deaths. So that's pretty sad. But that was such an interesting race. Because there had been some tight situations.
But this is a best of 3. We're going to see another matchup in just a minute here.
Yeah, that was very close. So I guess the other runs will also be very close. And also, I hope the runners will be able to get even better times on the run. Maybe closer of 23 minutes.
Yeah, we've seen a few runs break the 23-minute barrier. Both of these runners are in the 22 minutes on their personal bests. However, during races, it's very hard to get sub 23. We have seen it a few times though, so maybe we can see it again today.
Yeah, they can definitely do it. So 1-0 for Helix. It seems that they're going to do the second race in a few seconds, in a few minutes. Yiply is training 8-6 during this time, where he got a death during the run.
Yeah, it is a technical level. Very difficult to do as fast as he was attempting to do it.
Yeah, very technical. All the vertical levels are very, very technical and hard to practice in the game. And I think you need
it's not just holding right. It's a lot
yeah,
more to it.
I think you need like 20 hours to get 368, which is not even the best time on the level. You can get 371 as human. So this is a very, very hard level, and it requires a lot of practice if you want to get it constantly. Yiply getting 371, which is the best time.
It looks like the runners are ready to start again here, though.
Okay. Also, we can see a few differences between the American and the Japanese version of the game. We can see that the fonts are a bit slightly different on the menu, but there are no huge differences between the different versions of the game. Not concerning the speedrun.
One of my favorite bits about the Japanese version of the game, however, is on the startup screen before the main menu, it's blue rather than the normal white, which I think is really cool.
And
But here
let's
we
go
go
for the
again.
second race. They're now perfectly synchronized.
Let's see if Helix can get the blue shell this time. Would be very unfortunate if he doesn't get it both times.
Yeah, I pray for him. Okay, they both have the red cube, but now let's see if they have a blue shell in it. And yes, they both have the blue shell.
Helix
But
misses the QSG on the first try, however, so he needs to do it a bit later. So that gives Yiply a slight lead.
and also Helix has to be careful because if he loses all the time in the level, he will get a 355 at the flag, which will cause a fireworks. So if that's the case, he has to slow down.
It's a little closer there than I thought. I think there was maybe 10 more frames until the 55 popped up.
Yeah, he was fast enough to skip the 355. But you always have to be careful to the fireworks, which happen. We're gonna just focus on the level. Okay, so they both get the first part of the cycle skip, the task cycle. Okay, Helix actually missing the second part. So it gives a bigger lead to Yiply.
Overall, though, Helix is cleaner this time around than in the last race. So he's going to stay closer to Yiply than they were at this point last time. Looks like only about 10 seconds difference.
Yeah, we can see the difference in terms of time with the previous run, with having a blue shell and not having a blue shell. So Yiply got a pretty clean World 1. And maybe he's going for mini roads.
I did see him in the chat earlier saying he did the mini route 5-1 by accident because of muscle memory, so I don't think he's actually going for it, but he just does it anyway.
Yeah. This does not save or lose time, so the fact of doing a QSG in this level has no importance. Even if you don't do the mini routes.
Oh, maybe he is.
Yes, we'll see. Okay, so he takes a backup blue shell. Maybe Helix is going to get one. Yeah, he also gets one, so they both have a backup blue shell. Now let's see if it's only for backup, or if it is for mini routes.
It would be so insane if they both went for mini route.
Yes. So let's see if Yiply gets a better hyper speed this time. Yeah, it looks a bit better.
To keep the speed, you need to do frame perfect jumps, so it's quite difficult actually to maintain it. But you can maintain it for quite a long time, and at that point we would call it LSD. I believe in the Taz you have it going through the entire level because you can just do perfect
Yes.
jumps every single time. I think that's really awesome, and I wish we could do it sometime as humans.
I think as a human, it's very difficult to go through the one block tunnel, and Yiply does not get a mini mushroom, so no mini routes.
Oh, the bruiser isn't going for there. He's losing so much time.
Yeah, he was not spotted by the. I think these are. What's the name? I forgot.
Bruiser.
Yeah, he was not spotted, so
Ooh, interesting
he had,
thing by Helix there.
he had to wait for it. And yeah, Helix did a very clean backup to hit
I
the
actually love
secret
that.
block.
So, Yiply in the chat confirming that he was going for the mini route, but he got the off chance there and didn't get lucky. So, the RNG manip is good, but it's not perfect. But he's still got a sizable lead here of, what is it, still about 7 or 8 seconds?
And Helix gonna save around 5 seconds in the level. So pretty clean for the race. And also as a fact, the in-game time that you can see in the top right-hand corner corresponds to 0.75 seconds in real life. So that's why the timer is a bit faster than a common timer that we can see on with live split on the overlay.
And I believe we talked about a few times how each game has a slightly different way of measuring the time in the in-game timer, and only New Super Luigi U actually has real seconds in it.
Oof.
Oh, Helix
Helix
loses his shell!
losing the shell.
He has a backup though, so it's okay. He can
Yeah.
still go for fast 8-2 here.
And also he can get the shell by drumming up, so he won't actually lose time by grabbing his shell. Like he will only lose the time of the animation, because when you take a power up, you have an animation where the game is freezing. That's what we are going to see in a few seconds. So he will lose this time. You could see the game freezing when he took the blue shell. And
Yeah,
Yiply not
giving up
going
on the
for
fast 8-2.
fast 8Q this time. So these are some good news for Helix, because he does not do it. He also does not do it, so it's fine for him.
Yeah, he's still got a bit of a lead here. Unfortunate to not get fast 8-2, but it's more important to keep the lead here. I think, which he did.
And as a consequence, Helix is 7 IGT faster than Yiply, so around 4 or 5 seconds. So he continues grabbing some seconds on Yiply. So he's now very, very close. We have another very close race, which is pretty cool.
Both looking clean through 8 Tower 1. Yiply getting a better cycle skip than last time.
Oh, Helix getting pixel stopped, but he won't lose time because of it, so it's okay. So we can see the 2 different ways of killing Bowser Jr. Yiply directly jumps on Bowser Jr. and Helix bonk on the wall with blue shell, and then he jumps on it.
I think what Helix is doing is quite safe for a race, because in order to jump on Bowser Jr. there, you need to hit his hitbox just right, because otherwise he'll morph into his shell, and if you miss it, then you'll take damage, lose your shell, and then you don't have it for this next level, which is so important to have for.
And Helix accidentally saved the game after the tour. It's
Oh,
not
no.
it's not a huge time loss, but still around a second, I think, maybe 2.
Yiply playing with his power-ups there.
Oh, okay. It was planned. He took a fire flower because he will need it for the gauntlet, and also for the transformation after for the castle, especially. In this level, the fish are not RNG. These are always at the same position. So this level is not really interesting in the second phase. Like the first part can be very hard because you have to mash very fast to swim up in the water, but the second part is pretty easy. So nothing special to report on the second part.
And we see again the crouches on the platforms here to prevent pixel stops. And despite having the flower, Helix will still do the crouches, just because he can, I guess.
Yeah, it's a bit safer because you don't have to time anything. Like you can press down before landing at the platform, whereas when you use fireballs, you have to time the fireball. So it's a bit safer.
Nicely done by Yiply again.
Yeah, he gets the fast strats.
And Helix gets the safe strat. It's very clean so far.
Yeah. It's not the safest strat. It's still this one is still pretty fast. And only 7 seconds between the 2 runners. So from now, every second lost in the gauntlets can have a direct impact on the race. Yiply grabbing the fire flower. He will need it to do a faster 8-6, which is the next level.
Helix opts to kill the enemies in front of him, which I think is a lot scarier because occasionally you might miss with the fireball and then you'll take damage. Whereas on the other hand, what Yiply is doing by jumping on them, it's very consistent.
8-6 may be a turning point in the race. Okay, Yiply missing a jump. And Helix missing the... Okay, so they both lose some seconds in the level, so they are still matching. And... Okay. Yeah, Yiply is still 2 IGT faster than Helix.
Oh, Yiply misses the fire hops there. That loses a bit of time.
Ooh. Okay. It was also a miss, but unfortunately this one was more prejudiciable. And he doesn't have a fire flower backup, so he has to grab all the power-ups now. Oh, okay. So Helix did something very interesting. He launched a shell, and it has the same effects than shooting a fireball. You can keep your momentum on the cliff.
Yeah, the animation for throwing the shell again overrides the animation for grabbing the ledge there, which is very cool. I actually really like the override of the animation of the shell because it can make it look like you're just like sliding along the ground, which I think is pretty funny. But Yiply is now onto 8 Tower 2. Will he get the Skippy Warp again?
Okay.
He's not going for it. He doesn't need
yes, he knows he's ahead, so he doesn't take risks, which is understandable.
Oh, Yiply!
Oh, okay. Yes. Okay. Fortunately, he does not die. It would have been catastrophic if he died at this point.
Now, will Helix go for it? I think he kind of has to. He is going for it.
Yeah, he has to if you want to catch up Yiply. And he misses.
Again, I think he gets the power up a bit too early.
Also, he was not high enough to have 4 frames to do the last wall kick.
The wall kick there is actually really interesting because the game works in a weird way, and you can get it like even when you're visibly very far below the wall. And that is the whole reason this trick works.
Yes. but as it is a succession of wall kicks, the higher the first wall kicks will be, and the easier it will be to do the last wall kicks, because if your first wall kicks are not high enough, you can't even do the last one. So that's why it's very important to do all the wall kicks perfectly if you want to have a free last wall kick.
Well, as long as Yiply can now survive Bowser's Castle, he will have this win, and we will be tied 1-1, and it will go into a tiebreaker. Yiply just beginning Bowser's Castle here, heading into the first actual room. Taking damage there on purpose so he can run through the flamethrowers there. Saves a bit of time. Gonna take more damage here on purpose through the Mega Thwomp. Gets that nice little wall kick to hit the switch. He's still going for all the difficult strats here. If he was to die there, that would give Helix the lead. But he lives on, so if he can get through this room, he'll be safe.
Yeah, we'll get the checkpoints. But he still needs to get the last jump.
I think he may just have enough time to die once at Bowser.
It's pretty close, but I don't think, because there is all the animation in the final room. So he needs the last jump at the first time, I think.
I think he's still got just enough time to make it tied if he was to die.
Yes, it's very close.
Although perhaps entering the level would give the lead to Helix. It's too close. But he gets it anyway.
Yeah, this time Yiply getting it. And 23-17, so it's a huge upgrade in comparison to the first run. And Helix still getting a sub 24 if he gets the final jump. And nice. They both get it, so sub 24 for the Turrets.
So we're going to see another race here in a few moments.
Yeah. The race of match to some extent. So 1-1 in the BO3, so the next match will be the defining one.
It's all to play for here in this final race.
And Helix going to train the warp in the 8 or 2 before the run.
He gets it first try there, nice. I think that was the first
Yes.
try. Yiply once again practicing. 8-6, yeah, I remember the level.
And Alex just erased a file because he saved in the last run. So that's why you heard the noise of an exploding bomb. And yeah, it seems that we are going to get the sound of Alex game for the last run. And maybe not. I don't know.
I think we're getting Helix here. And both runners are off once more for the final time today. Who will it be? Will it be Mario, or will it be the superior Luigi?
And Alex timer didn't start, but we can still see the times thanks to Yiply's timer.
Yeah, they should be synced up here. It shouldn't be the case that they are so close that we have to retime it. Although that has happened a couple of times.
Praying for blue shell.
Yep. Also, a fun little artifact off the RNG manip is the background tiles there are all repeating. Both get blue shell, that's nice. And they both get QSG as well.
Yeah.
I like this track that Helix goes for there. I think it is faster to do, or it's at least more consistent, perhaps. Now we both head, they both head into 1-tower. See if they can get the cycle skip here. They both do. That's very nice. Let's see if they can get the next part of it. And they do.
Okay, it's very clean from both of the runners. Although Alex lost a bit of time in the last section because he missed a wall kick. He missed the second wall kick, but it's not a major mistake, so it's fine
Yeah, I
for
find
the
it
race.
interesting how he goes for the top 2 blocks rather than the bottom 2 like most runners.
Yeah, they do it differently. Don't think it changes anything in terms of time.
I don't believe it does, but I find it easier to go for the bottom 2 personally.
Maybe Helix has a visual cue for the two top blocks. Because for this kind of timing, runners usually have visual cues to know when to jump. For example, in the tour, on the ground you have different lines, and you can use the lines as visual cues.
It looks like Yiply is in a slight lead now. Felix has a very nice number of coins.
Andre is betting on a double Thor in 5-2. Let's see if this happens. That will be funny. And Yiply actually getting a blue shell. Exactly like Helix.
I think Andre was referring to 1-2. That message was a little bit old.
Ah, okay. To the very first red block.
Yeah, but that would have been funny. Clean level from both runners. Helix did lose a bit of time there, but Yiply threw in the lead still.
So nice. Here I go.
Yiply going for the hyperspeed. Looks like he got it quite nicely there. He's gonna continue it! That was insane!
Yeah, let's see how many times he saves on Helix.
Gets a 269 still. So it does save a bit of time. Helix had to wait there a bit, because otherwise he could have got a 266 on the timer, and that would have given him 6 fireworks, which wastes so much time.
Here I go.
He gets the mini shroom! Oh! Oh, but his execution wasn't that good there, but he's still going to save a lot of time here.
Yeah, he gets the finals wall kicks, it's okay. So now it will be 3 times save in the elevator. So you can see that he can wall kicks on the jumps, so he can literally skip all the elevator parts. And
That Plumpkin fell so close to him, that scared me.
yes, would have been pretty sad if the pumpkin fall on him. But I never did this mushroom strat, but I guess runners know how to dodge the pumpkin.
and we can see just how big of a lead he has now. He's heading into World 8 already here, using the cannon. And Helix is still just finishing this level.
Yiply saying that he's -6 seconds on the PB, so it's very huge. Like, Yiply has one of... gonna check where is the exact PB of Yiply, but he has a very good PB.
22:28.
Okay, 22:28, so that's an excellent PB, and the fact of being -6 seconds on this PB is very huge.
Yeah, he's got an insane run going right now. It would be really nice to see if he can make something of it. We have seen a world record come out of one of these races last year. I'm not sure about this year yet. About a year or so ago, his best time was already a world record, so the fact that we're getting those kinds of PBs and that kind of pace on a run is absolutely on a race, I mean, is absolutely insane.
And let's focus on the double shell jump, which is very important for him because he's a bit playing for the PB. We're not gonna lie.
Oh, so sad. He doesn't get it. He has to give up. He has to give up. You need to go.
Oh, pretty sad.
Ah, that was so unfortunate. He's still
Also,
got a massive lead.
Yeah, but also the execution of the fast A2, so the double shell jump, is pretty hard. So if you do it many times in a row, you will be very exhausted. Like you will struggle to do the double shell jump. So usually, if you don't get it in the 4 or 5 first tries, you need to directly give up.
But onto 8 Tower 1 here. Technical level, but it looks like Yiply's got it pretty good. Going for the Taz cycle skip. Not Taz cycle, just a normal cycle skip.
And Helix missing a cycle.
Yeah, so you can see that final cycle there was moving to the left, which is very hard to get onto. So you had to wait a bit longer there. But Yiply now onto 8-3. Once again, keeping the shell this far into the run. That's very nice. Both of these runners did that 3 times in a row now. Although Helix did need to use backup one time.
And both of the runners are in 22 pace. So it's a pretty huge race for the moment. And okay, Helix is voluntarily doing a damage boost, so he voluntarily take damage to go faster in the level, to skip the fish. I don't have the exact name of this fish, of the fish in English.
Eels?
Yeah, eels, thanks. And then he uses shell backup. So pretty nice damage boost.
Oh,
Yeah,
That
he
was scary.
bumped on the block. Let's see how many times he can save thanks to the damage boost. Three or three, okay. Unfortunately, since he bonked on the block, he lost a bit of time, so it's not faster than Yiply.
Here I go.
Nice and this is a fairly easy level in my opinion. It is just a hold right. You do need to perhaps time some of your jumps a bit better than otherwise, and on some platforms you need to crouch, but it's a pretty easy level. It's a nice little break from the
Nice.
absolute insanity that World 8 is. And let's see if we can get this. Third time he doesn't, but he gets the backup to save himself. So very close to death there. That is a nice backup you can do, but you can still very easily die there if you miss it.
Ooh, Helix.
Oh!
Oh, rip.
Here I go.
The fact of
Very
taking a
unfortunate.
damage totally brained him, and he could not recover on the platform.
Yeah, I think he also bonked on the upper wall. Jumped a bit too soon. Yiply would need to have an absolute disaster to lose at this point.
So nice.
But we've seen it happen. We've seen everything happen. These races are wild. Can Yiply maintain his lead and get the race win?
Yeah, Yiply is still in trying to pace in the gauntlets. But there is one level gap, so
Here I go.
Yiply's going for the triple jump. Oh, but he had to...
okay. He had to cancel the
Yeah.
storage because of a spiny. But still a 370, so still very good. 8-6.
Nice. Here I go.
Oh. Helix struggling in the maze, taking another damage.
So nice.
and also getting a pixel stop at the very beginning of the level.
Nice star grab by Yiply there.
And will he go for the fast warp?
He can
Oh, and
afford it.
Helix
So nice.
Oh no.
55. And Yiply going
Those
for
were-
the warp. And he gets it.
Gets it. Nice.
Yeah, as a reminder, please still in 22 pace. And with that, maybe he can get sub 2240. I don't exactly remember the pace in 842, but he can get a very, very clean run. And getting a fireworks at this point in the run is very catastrophic because okay, he gets the star. Because the game has to scroll all the world 8 to go at the beginning of the world to get the third house created by the firework.
So nice.
So you lose a lot of time when you get a firework in the gauntlet.
Yeah, and actually that's another thing we forgot to mention about the RNG manip that we have. Before the RNG manip that we currently have... Oh no! Helix! What are you doing?
Here I go.
Yeah, he got pixel stopped by the first cube of the snake.
Oh! He can't go
okay.
for the death warp now.
Yes.
But yes, as I was saying, before our current RNG manip, there was a chance that enemies would cross the bridge, and if they did that, you would lose a few seconds every time they crossed. But now, with the RNG manip we have, all of these entities, they can only move to the left, so there's absolutely no chance for them to cross the bridge, which is very nice.
And Yiply clutched the triple jump storage.
Yep, they're pulling out all the tricks.
Yeah, very clean 8-2 for Yiply. And yeah, Yiply can get sub 2240 if he gets a very good 8 buzzer castle. So that's pretty amazing for a race. Now, but now let's not jinx him.
Ooh, Helix taking more damage there, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's not the same cycle as usual because he did not die after the warp, so he was not expecting the fireballs to be there.
That is absolute clinical from Yiply there. So nicely done. Oh,
Okay,
but he misses
he
the door
missed the
entry a
door.
bit.
So nice.
Oh, Helix saved again.
Yeah.
Here I go.
But now, Yiply, about to finish his race and take the win. And he does it. 22:40 exactly. So clean.
Yeah, very, very, very good run, especially for a race.
When I joined this community, that would have been a world record. That's really insane how far we've gone since then.
GG's to Yiply. And I guess this is the best race in the tournament since the beginning of this summer tournament.
I think we may have seen faster from Glitch. But I don't remember the exact numbers. Helix got a nice little he actually got a nice little trick that you can do with Taller Mario where you clip through the blocks.
Yeah.
That was kind of nice to see.
Yiply will be able to confirm. Yeah, very cool clip. Yeah, Sander is confirming the 3x from Glitch. And unfortunately, we don't have the time of Helix since Yiply stopped his timer. But he still gets the final jump. And still huge GG's to Helix.
Yeah, very good running from him today.
Yeah, very close races. And Yiply gonna take the lead in the BO3. Advancing to round 3 of the loser bracket. And hi Yiply.
My voice working. Gosh. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So, what a very good last run. That was crazy.
Thank you. I mean, I'm just sad I didn't 3x. That the way I lost it was so silly, but yeah, I didn't expect to do that. Honestly, that last race felt kind of fake. Like it didn't feel nearly that good, which is maybe why it became so good. The nerves were kind of gone. So I don't know. I think I was just mad after missing Fast 8-2 so much. But you know, if I hit Fast 8-2 like first try, that's what low, probably low 1x, mid 1x, maybe.
Yeah, that would have been absolutely insane. A stonking time.
Stonking. That's a good word. Thank you. Yeah, Helix did crazy good as well though. Like, I guess his last race didn't show it, but like he is so scary to race against just because like he's very consistent. Like if you make a major mistake, Helix is probably gonna take the lead. Bro is just like scarily consistent.
Yeah, he was very, very resilient in the 2 first races. Even while being like 20 seconds behind, he was always catching up. He was always grabbing seconds on you. So the races,
Yeah.
the 2 first races were very, very close.
Yeah, it was scary, but glad I clutched it out. Didn't pull a Yiply twice, only once.
Okay, so yeah, hope you enjoyed the race. So I don't know if you have any other questions in the chat. And accepting that, there is another race in 30 minutes, which is Spicy Noodles against Sander, which will also be a very qualitative race since both of the runners have a very good personal best. So hesitate to have a seat.
Yeah, stick around for more exciting action here. Will we get Helix in for some final words here, or will we not, I wonder?
Yeah, he wrote in the chat.
Bro is so nice. Like, shout outs to Helix. Like, top 5 nicest guys I've ever known. Bro's awesome. But yeah, GG Helix. Really good races, dude. So yeah. I guess me and FRX will see you guys back in literally 30 minutes for the Sander Noodles race. If you want to stick around for that. And yeah. That's it, I think.
And
yeah,
yes.
big thank you to Speedgaming for hosting our tournament here. And thank you to Yiply for organizing it. But that will be it from us for now. See you again in half an hour from the two lovely people here with me. And yeah, have a good one.
Have a good day.
Bye.